Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the 2026 City of Albuquerque Inauguration Ceremony. The City of Albuquerque proudly welcomes your elected officials and their families. Timothy M. Keller, Mayor of Albuquerque, was re-elected and will be serving his third term in this position. Stephanie Tejas, City Councilor-elect for District 1, was elected and will be serving her first term on the City Council. District 1 covers the central part of Albuquerque's west side. Klarissa J. Peña, City Councilor for District 3, was re-elected and will be serving her fourth term. District 3 covers the southwest quadrant of the city. Dan Lewis, City Councilor-elect for District 5, was re-elected and will be serving his fourth term. District 5 covers the northwest part of the city. Tammy Fiebelkorn, City Councilor-elect for District 7, was re-elected and will be serving her second term on the City Council. District 7 covers the midtown and uptown areas of the city. Renée Grout, City Councilor-elect for District 9, was re-elected and will be serving her second term on the City Council. District 9 covers the far southeast part of the city. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working together as one Albuquerque.
Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, this is pretty impressive. I'm very excited that you all are joining us today and hope that you all realize that you are here to witness history being made. Today is the historical third term of the inauguration of Mayor Tim Keller and the swearing-in ceremony for city councilors. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Brooke Bassan. I'm the current city councilor for District 4 and the city councilor president for one more day. It's my honor to be your master of ceremonies today. Will you all please stand for the presentation of colors by the APD Color Guard? The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by students from Manzano Mesa Multi-Generational Center After School Program.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Great job, thank you so much. Will you all please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Robin Christian?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free, and the home of the brave.
Today, the invocation will be delivered by Albuquerque Police Department Chaplain Barbara Tegmeyer.
Please join me in your personal posture of prayer. Almighty God, we give you thanks for the city of Albuquerque, for the Rio Grande that sustains us, the Sandia Mountains that overlook us, and the many cultures and traditions that enrich our community. We thank you for the people who call this city home. On this day, January 4th, 2026, we lift up Tim Keller as he begins his third term as mayor of Albuquerque, and for the swearing in of our city council members, Stephanie Tejas, Klarissa Peña, Dan Lewis, Tammy Fiebelkorn, and Renée Grout. Give them wisdom to govern, along with the entire city council, with clarity, courage to lead with integrity, and humility to remember that leadership is service. Give them listening hearts to hear the voices of all citizens, especially the overlooked, and give them discernment in all their decisions. Bless their efforts to build prosperity and peace, to heal divides, and to protect the dignity of every person. May their policies be guided by justice and equity, reflecting your light in the world. Help them to be good stewards of their responsibilities and to work together with a unified vision for our city's future. Strengthen them in moments of challenge, grant them compassion in conflict, and bless their families who support them. May their time in office be a blessing to all who live here. We ask this in your holy name, confident in your love and mercy. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. You may all be seated. Thank you again for joining us today for what is such an extraordinary day in our great city. For the first time in Albuquerque's history, we will be swearing in Mayor Tim Keller to serve his third term, and the City Council is also going to be making history. For its first time ever, we will have 6 female councilors serving together on the Albuquerque City Council. It is such a tremendous honor to have you all celebrate such a momentous day together. I would like to thank the Albuquerque High School Jazz Band for their performance this afternoon. It's also incredibly important to recognize all of the dignitaries and elected officials in the room today who have joined us. Will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you all so much. I will respectfully ask that all veterans and active duty service members in attendance to please stand so that we may honor and acknowledge their selfless service to our nation. Thank you for your sacrifice, your unwavering commitment to keeping us safe and protecting our freedoms that we enjoy every day. We appreciate you. Now, I would like to introduce and welcome those who will be swearing in the mayor and city councilors. Former Chief Justice of New Mexico Supreme Court, Honorable Shannon Bacon. Maggie Toulouse Oliver, the New Mexico Secretary of State. Honorable Ted Baca. Honorable Sharon Walton. Honorable Mary Rudd. Thank you for being here for everyone. Ethan Watson is the clerk of the city of Albuquerque, and he will attest to the signing of the official city oath of office for the mayor and the city council. Now I am honored to introduce First Lady Elizabeth Kiston Keller, alongside family and friends, as we begin the inaugural ceremonies for Tim Keller's historic third term as Albuquerque's 30th mayor.
Thank you so much, Brooke, and thank you to the city staff and the Convention Center team for making today possible. I also want to thank all of you for being here today to celebrate our elected leaders, but also to honor all of the hard work and support from each and every one of you that has made their service possible. For me and Tim, one of the really special things about raising Maya and Jack here where we grew up is the incredible community that makes it all possible. Family, friends, neighbors, teachers, community center staff, and many, many more that are intertwined with our daily lives. And one of the great honors for us about serving as mayor and first lady is working alongside the incredible teams in the city that are dedicated to ensuring that all families have access to the same vital networks and resources that we have. As I think back on the past 8 years, I am so grateful for the teamwork between city staff, community partners, and volunteers that has built the foundation for generational progress on safety, inclusivity, and opportunity. And I'm grateful for the values, vision, and deep, deep love for this city that Tim brings to his work every single day. The next 4 years are about more than just continuity. They're about determination, and they're about connection. The drive to continue to achieve our established goals despite obstacles, the continuous action it will take to make it possible, and the understanding that we are always, always stronger together. These are tough times, when division can feel stronger than connection, and forces of hate try to drown out hope. So many of us in our community are carrying grief for what we've lost and fear about what comes next. But I can tell you, over these last 8 years, one of the most important things I've learned from our community is that grief and fear lose their grip when we face them together. When we move from isolation into action, and we move from worrying alone to working side by side. The work ahead will be hard, but the power and the diversity of our community gives me real hope for the future we will continue to build together. I can tell you, I am constantly inspired by people from all walks of life, from every single neighborhood in our city that are stepping up, that are reaching out, and finding ways to help each other. So thank you again to everyone in this room for the important roles you play. And whether you're looking for new ways in this new year to serve, or hoping to bring friends, colleagues, and neighbors into this work, the city's Office of Civic Engagement and the One Albuquerque Volunteer Program are ready to help. Because we know that when we choose connection over division, when we transform our fear into action and our grief into community. There's nothing this city can't do together. So now, when I stop crying, it is my honor to invite up an incredible leader and dedicated public servant who has been with us at so many pivotal moments. She officiated our wedding and has stood beside us at each inauguration, launching us into every new chapter with her wisdom, dedication, and joy. Please join me in welcoming up New Mexico Supreme Court Justice Shannon Bacon to administer the oath of office. And also to our family, without whom any of this would be possible.
Briefly say something because I was just given the opportunity to do so by our mayor. It's a great honor to be here. I don't know how many times I have sworn in Tim Keller at various times in his life, and it's always a tremendous honor to do so. But it's always a delight to be here, in particular to see Tim's parents and Liz's parents, who are such amazing and lovely people. So, with that, we will turn to the work at hand. Okay, please raise your right hand. I, Timothy M. Keller, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the State of New Mexico. I furthermore do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and sincerely perform my duties as a public servant of the people of the city of Albuquerque to the best of my ability. So help me God.
All right, well, good afternoon, Albuquerque. That's right. And of course, Happy New Year to everyone who's here today. And I want to begin, of course, by saying congratulations also to the councilors who are up here today as well, and to everyone who helped in any way on a political campaign of your choice. Because at the end of the day, it is our democracy, and it's up to us to make it work. And that is exactly what we celebrate today. Now, I also want to acknowledge we have a lot of city workers here, and a lot of city workers who've done the real work every day, especially for the last 8 years. If our city workers could at least give us a wave, I see tons of them, police, fire, everyone in between. Thank them for their work for the city. Thank you. Now, for the hundreds of volunteers that we had and my family who joined us in a fight for strong, experienced leadership to defend our city, you knew how important this quest was. Thank you for the honor of your trust and of the unprecedented third term to serve Mayor of the Duke City, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you so much. Now, this afternoon, as we gather here, in so many ways, breaking history was also against the odds. There's anti-incumbent sentiment, and there's frustration with government, and these things are at an all-time high, locally and nationally. And I also know right here at home, I see what you see. I see the challenges on our streets, and I know we have a long way to go, and there's so much work we have to do. I also know that underneath the surface, our election was about something deeper in this city and this country. In many ways, it was about fear. It was about fear of not making ends meet. It was about fear of losing a family member to deportation. It was about fear of being othered or fear of being disconnected. But we are here today on this unprecedented occasion, not because of fear, but because we are driven by trust and belief in each other, in everyone that's here today and in this place, literally because of Albuquerque. That is why we are here today. Thank you. So in that way, it's actually not really surprising that for the first time in our city's long history, we've elected a mayor to serve 3 consecutive terms. But it's not because it's an easy job, and it's not because we've done all we can do. It's also not because there isn't a need for change. Rather, it's because we are resilient. We see real results, and we are not afraid. We are determined to hold this city together, to make sure that we are there for all our families. That is what this moment is. It is a moment for all of us. It is truly one Albuquerque. And that is something I will never, ever take for granted. Thank you. So this time, the voters granted us something unique, something special, something critical in this moment. They gave us a clear purpose to push forward, and they also challenged us to meet this moment and to rise to the occasion, to do what we have to do to keep our city together. Now, our journey has not been easy. Those of you who've been on this road, especially for the last 8 years, know that we've earned it every step of the way. At City Hall, these have been some of the hardest times we have known. We've kept our city together during COVID. We stared down presidential efforts to divide us and separate us. We kept our city together and unified us during the summer of social justice. And when we started, this city was doing almost nothing to directly help the unhoused. Our police department was broken because of its own history. And we had entire neighborhoods that felt forgotten. But we did not back down. We rose to the challenge and we committed to the real work to push for deep change and to make sure that we actually try and address these long-standing issues that have held back our city for so long. So we got to work. We rebuilt APD, and now finally crime is actually coming down. We founded the Community Safety Department, now a national role model for 911 response. We built the Gateway system, now helping 1,000 people off our street every night. And we built new community centers, libraries, fire stations, police stations, and renovated parks in long neglected neighborhoods all over the city. And we've ignited a new economy, a future of jobs down the road, whether it's Netflix or Pacific Fusion or quantum computing. These are the things that give our kids a reason to stay here and also will lure back our children who have left. But through it all, Albuquerque has never lost its soul, our culture, our heart, and our fight. Thank you for standing with me the last 8 years. So I know we face steep challenges ahead, but we will answer with the same resilience that has powered us throughout our long history. We will defend this city. We will support our families. We will innovate. We will find ways to get the job done despite the odds. Albuquerque, you kept us on a path forward in this election. And now together, we're going to keep building, keep responding, keep caring, and keep pushing forward and see this city through to the city we know it can be. Now, all across our country and at home, there's also frustration, and we have to acknowledge this. A general sense that government doesn't actually help us anymore. Our city must also be part of easing that pain. For businesses, that does mean bold work to cut red tape, permitting for startups and businesses. For the unhoused, it means relentlessly removing barriers to access and build affordable housing. For frontline workers, for our drivers, for our responders, even for the thousands of folks who work in our restaurants, we have to be committed to thinking of you first when it comes to easing the costs that you bear. For all of us, it means understanding that government shouldn't slow us down. It shouldn't add to the price tag of everyday life. It also means that we have to do more when it comes to helping with the cost of food, the cost of childcare, housing, and activities for families. It's the city's job to help, to lighten the load, not to hinder or to stall or to add to an already increasing burden on our shoulders. That is why we are going through a powerful refresh at City Hall. We're going to have to make clear choices to prioritize crime fighting, helping the unhoused, and placemaking. That means going department by department and understanding how we can free up resources for these priorities. It also means hiring new leadership, and it means retaining experienced leadership we need during this critical effort. It also means a refresh on how we can partner with City Council. I am committed to working together on our biggest issues, to sharing information, to open access to departments and staff so we can push through questions and answers and debates about power and jurisdiction. And we can actually focus on policies that will directly make us safer, that will help people off the streets, and that will build spaces where we can connect with each other. Now, as much as we want to believe that we are immune from what's washing all over our country, our city is not alone. We know that whether it's from the proliferation of guns or fentanyl, to the housing shortage, to the price hikes in rent and food prices, to our own long-standing cracks locally in our criminal justice system, our behavioral health system, both of which are starved for funding and starved for reform. So I know it's easy as a politician, even as your mayor, to try and use one of two answers. To say, number one, it's someone else's problem. Or to naively say we can do this by ourselves. But we know that neither of those works. It takes all of us. This city will continue to do its part to face these issues head on. I promise you that. But I know we can't do it alone. No mayor, no government can ever deliver without helping each other. This election was also about a cry for real outcomes that require real partnership. One Albuquerque is not just a slogan. It's a standard for how we must govern going forward. It means the city working shoulder to shoulder with other governments, with the county, with the state, and with our federal partners, because challenges we face do not stop at jurisdictional lines. And we're the largest city in the state, and we know that has extra demands and expectations put upon us. But it also means calling on others for help. It means asking the business community to not just create jobs, but be civic leaders who are invested in safe streets, a strong workforce, and a thriving downtown. It means standing with the faith community and nonprofits who see people in crisis first and offer compassion where government cannot always reach, and who are essential partners to make sure that our systems actually do better. It means being clear-eyed and honest with each other about what is working and also what is not working, and how we must do better. This third term, voters are asking more from all of us. They want more collaboration, more accountability, more urgency. That is how we deliver on a better Albuquerque, and that is how we honor the trust that is placed in us. That is One Albuquerque. So our vision for 2030 is that the city is safer, more affordable, and more livable, where growth does not just at all ever mean displacement, and it also means that there is an opportunity that does not depend on your zip code. It truly means shared prosperity. And to get there, the choices are actually not that complicated. You know, even the new mayor of New York City wants to do three things we already do: the Albuquerque Community Safety Department, free transit, and free childcare. So we know what we've got to do. We must keep growing ACS to meet people where they're at, to de-escalate crisis, and to free up our officers to focus on fighting on crime. We know that we must have our impactful teen violence intervention program in not just 5 high schools, but in every high school in Albuquerque. And we know that we have to extend the crime-fighting technology shield platform that keeps 20% of our city safer to every single person in Albuquerque. We must move past the ideas that there is one single solution to help folks who are unhoused. We have to embrace the gateway system of care, coordinating all parties designed for real recovery. And we simply have to have a variety of options for housing. It doesn't matter whether it is safe outdoor spaces, pallet homes, boxables, casitas. There's all sorts of names for what we need, but we need all of it. We need laws that work, and we need everything in between. That's the kind of work we have to do going forward. We also know we can house hundreds by renovating our skyscrapers, whether it's San Mateo and Central or whether it's Wells Fargo. The opportunity is right in front of us, so let's seize that moment. Thank you. And we also know we have to continue to build places that offer us the chance to connect, to make sure that we feel community. Places like the rail trail, a spectacular addition for our lives, making a more walkable, bikeable, livable, sociable city for all of us to enjoy, and connecting neighborhoods through art and recreation and history and pride. If we do this, if we build on this foundation, we are setting up a city that will have a next generation with an easier path, with a city that they're proud of, a city that won't have to revisit the challenges that we deal with today. Thank you. The youth in our city, they deserve to not have to be asked to shrink their dreams. They deserve a city that rises to their ambition. They deserve a city where their voices are heard. And so today, we imagine an Albuquerque for the next decade. A city where kids get the support they need to stay safe, healthy, and whole. A sustainable city where wages rise, where labor opportunities grow, and hope becomes contagious. A city where arts and music radiate at night, where global startups launch from C&M and UNM, where downtown is filled with students, and where the United plays under the lights at Balloon Fiesta Park to 15,000 screaming fans. A city where our economy lifts up our families, that proves that greatness doesn't just belong in big cities. It belongs to cities that fight the hardest and cities that care the most. That is Albuquerque. That is the future that can be ours. And so today, we commit to building just that city with everything that we've got. Last month, voters chose to stay the course against the odds. They chose leadership, resilience, and progress. Today, I choose to keep believing in each and every one of you. And I refuse to ever give up on a brighter future for Albuquerque. I will always believe in this city. And I will always believe in the future that we're making, the trials that we're going to withstand together. And I will never give up on Albuquerque. So today, we are stepping towards the next decade, the 2030s. Hard to believe that, but it's true if you add 4 years to this year. So we step forward towards that decade, where Albuquerque can become the city it was always meant to be. Thank you so much, Albuquerque. God bless the city that we love. Thank you, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Mayor. Now we are going to welcome the 7th Albuquerque Poet Laureate, Damian Flores, to celebrate with us.
Santas y buenas tardes de Dios. Wrote this one for Mayor Keller, and thank you all for listening to my poetry, and many thanks to all the hardworking people that put this event together and always considering me to recite poetry and commemorate the occasion, so thank you. I noticed a picture in the hallway at St. Pius on the way to my classroom this morning. It's a graduation photo on the wall in St. Francis Hall. St. Francis, who dedicated his life to helping everyone he could. And the kid in the frame is 17, maybe 18 years old, wearing a button down and a tie. But you can tell by the way he's smiling that he's got a Metallica t-shirt beneath his Catholic school uniform. I wonder what that kid's dreams were. At this moment, the photographer snapped the shutter. In 15 years as a teacher, I've had this same wonder at every yearbook picture I've seen. From my first students at the Native American Community Academy, to my knuckleheads at Albuquerque High, and now my little 6th graders with their halos held up by devil's horns at St. Pius. I like to believe they're all thinking the same thing. I want to create a happy life for myself, a happy life for my family, and I want to help people. And I wonder if this kid in the picture has any idea how the years would unfold for him. That he'd make history by leading this city we all love 3 times. Elected by citizens who believe in kindness and resilience, hard work and grit, patience, hope, and action. I wonder what this kid in the picture was seeing through his teenage eyes during those rough years of the Duke City in the 1990s. Was he thinking, how can I help my home? What inspires a kid to take on that journey in life? The first bell rings, and the hallway fills with students, same as at every school in this city. Kids working for their future and a future for their families, with pride in where they come from. They are one Albuquerque, deserving every opportunity, and their success will be a reminder to everyone who we are in this great city of Albuquerque. I walk down the hall to my classroom, and past 50 years of student pictures on the walls, and remember a cool little New Mexico history fact I learned in 7th grade. I'll never forget. In the 1800s, a kid named Jose Francisco Chavez went off to college. And before he left, his dad told him, "Go forth, my son, and learn new ways, then return home to help our people." Chavez listened, came home after graduation, and was elected the mayor of Albuquerque. The final bell rings. We began our school day with a prayer and the pledge. On my wall is a santo, St. Francis, and the flags, Old Glory and the Golden Zia. Thank you.
That was great, Damien. Thank you so much. Well, that was exciting on this January 4th, making history in Albuquerque. Congratulations to the mayor. Now we're on to something a little bit closer to my heart. We're going to begin the swearing in of the city councilors. Councilor-elect Stephanie W. Tellez begins her first term representing District 1, which covers Albuquerque's central west side. Councilor Tellez is accompanied by her husband, Adrian S. Tellez, her daughter, Autumn Tellez, sister, Catherine M. Warrener, and brother, Willie, or Billy, Warrener. Will you please now join Councilor Tellez on stage? Councilor Tellez will be sworn in by Maggie Toulouse Oliver, our New Mexico Secretary of State.
I did not get permission from Madam Councilor to say anything, but I am honored to be here today to swear her in. I also want to congratulate my fellow metalhead, the mayor over here, on his historic reelection. But Stephanie is a deep and caring friend, a caregiver, a wonderful mother, and we are all lucky to have her on the city council here in Albuquerque. And so with that, please raise your right hand. Someone needs to hold your prayer book for you. Can Adria do that or Autumn do that? She's not having it. Okay. All right, repeat after me, please. I, Stephanie W. Tellez,
I, Stephanie W. Tellez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the Constitution and the laws
and the Constitution and the laws
of the State of New Mexico.
of the State of New Mexico.
I furthermore do solemnly swear
I furthermore do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially,
and
sincerely perform my duties as a public servant of the people of the city of Albuquerque,
as a public servant for the people of the city of Albuquerque,
New Mexico,
New Mexico,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Madam Councilor. You need to come over here to Ethan. Stephanie.
big ups to the homies in District 1. This has been an incredibly rewarding experience, and I'm just very grateful because Albuquerque and District 1 in particular is just a remarkable place to live, full of our incredible cultures, histories, just our wonderful neighborhoods in District 1, and it is a place that I'm very, very proud and honored to call my home. My daughter was born here, and we're putting our roots here. Recently, we lost my mom, and I have her prayer book that I was sworn in on. And she has a note that she wrote in here. And I think it just speaks to what I hope to do and bring as the city councilor for District 1. And it says, "Nothing is so strong as gentleness, and nothing is so gentle as real strength." So thank you for allowing me to serve District 1, and I'm very grateful and just honored. And I look forward to doing the best that I can, and thank you for granting me this wonderful privilege.
Congratulations, Councilor Tellez. Welcome to the team. Next, we're going to move on to the next councilor that we have, Councilor Klarissa J. Peña. She begins her fourth term. She begins her fourth term representing District 3, which covers the southwest quadrant of the city. Councilor Peña was first elected in 2013. Councilor Peña is joined today by her husband, Johnny, her mother, her 6 children, their spouses, and her grandchildren. Will you please join Councilor Peña on stage for her swearing in? She has just a few more kids than I do, which is, it's caused a real close relationship. I had to put that in there, Councilor. Councilor Peña will be sworn in today by Honorable Ted Baca.
I would just comment that while the mayor is celebrating his 3rd term, Klarissa Peña is celebrating her 4th term. Please raise your right hand.
The kids are coming up, so. It takes a minute. You guys make your way that way.
Remember when these guys got locked in place?
Tammy.
And you will hold this. And she'll put her left hand on it. Oh, what a beautiful family.
We have 6 children.
You do.
Sorry.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Please place your right hand on the Constitution and raise your left hand. And please repeat after me.
Yes.
I, Klarissa J. Peña,
Klarissa J. Peña,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the State of New Mexico.
of the State of New Mexico.
I furthermore
I furthermore
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and sincerely
sincerely
perform my duties
perform my duties
as a public servant
as a public servant
of the people
of the people
of the City of Albuquerque,
Of
New
the-
Mexico,
of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're gonna go sign over there. You guys come on over here. Thank you, everyone. Everyone asked who my campaign team was. There they are. I just want to start just briefly before I get started. If everybody can just do me a great favor in a moment of silence, please bow your head. My husband's brother is missing. He's been missing since the 30th, and we don't know. So some of you may have received an Amber Alert, but if you could just please say a quick prayer for his safe return. Thank you so much. And my oldest daughter, Klarissa, it's her birthday today, so what a fun way for her to celebrate her birthday. I'm sorry, babe. We're taking her to dinner after this. So I just want to start with a few thank yous just real quick. I don't want to say any names because I will forget someone, but I'm going to start with, most importantly, my husband, Johnny Peña. Without him standing by me and all my craziness, I could never do this. So thank you, babe, so much. And then we have our labor union, police, fire labor unions. Thank you all so much for everything that you did to help us. And then also to the campaign team. You guys are amazing. My team, Scott, Nate, all of you. Again, I'm not going to say any names because I will end up forgetting. Steve and Charisse, they were out there at 5 o'clock in the morning until the doors closed at the polling places. So thank you. And everybody who gave me advice, I see Nettie here. Thank you. So good afternoon, Mayor. Congratulations. Fellow council members that are here, and there's a couple out in the audience. Thank you guys, my colleagues. We couldn't do this stuff, the work we do, without working together. And then honored guests, family, friends, most importantly, the residents of District 3 of the City of Albuquerque, and I know we have a few of them here out in the audience. Thank you, Mark, everyone. Standing here today is both humbling and deeply meaningful. I'm honored by the trust you have placed in me, and I accept this responsibility with gratitude, determination, and a strong commitment to serve every member of our community, whether you voted for me or not, whether you live in the district or not. I'm especially honored and deeply humbled to stand before you as I begin my fourth term on City Council. To be entrusted with this responsibility is an honor. To be entrusted again and again is something I do not take lightly. Your continued confidence in me is a reminder that this work matters, and it renews my commitment to serve with the same dedication, care, and accountability that I did on my very first day. I want to take a moment to recognize my campaign team, as I did a second ago. This was not just my campaign. It turned into our campaign, their campaign. They believed in this mission, in this city, and the importance of showing up every single day. They pushed themselves to the limit, knocking on doors, making calls, having conversations, giving their time and energy without hesitation. Their hard work, resilience, and heart are a powerful reminder that real change is built by the people who are willing to give their all for something they believe in, and I am deeply grateful to each and every one of you. And I don't know if other members of the campaign team are out in the audience, but if you are, raise your hand. Thank you so much. This moment is not just about one person taking an oath of office. It's about the power of civic engagement, the importance of having your voice heard, and the belief that local government can truly make a difference in people's everyday lives. I ran for city council because I believe in this incredible city that we call Albuquerque home, Burque. I mean, I wouldn't live anywhere else. Anytime you leave, and you know, I'm very, Route 66 is so meaningful to me just because anytime we left Albuquerque and just driving home and coming up at the cusp of Route 66 and you seen those lights and that view, the first thing anyone says is, I'm home. It's its people, its resilience, its future. I also want to thank my mom, my husband, my family, and my loved ones for their unwavering support, patience, and encouragement. Public service is never a solo effort. I would not want to be here without each and every one of you. And to everyone who participated in this election, thank you. Democracy works best when people show up and care. Thank you. As city councilor, my promise is simple. I will listen, I will work hard, and I will lead with integrity, and I'm committed to making thoughtful decisions rooted in fairness, transparency, and respect for all. That means collaborating with fellow council members, city staff, most importantly, the residents that we all serve. Our city faces challenges, but we also have incredible opportunities ahead. Together, we can strengthen public safety, support local businesses, invest in our youth, and ensure that Albuquerque remains a place where families can thrive and future generations can succeed. And I believe that we can do this. This is off script, but I believe that we can do this. Me and my husband didn't have 2 nickels to rub together when we first got together. And all we did was we wanted to create change in our community, selfishly, not necessarily for the community, but for them. And by default, like my husband says, we worked hard to leave this place better than we found it. And that's our goal, and that's what we have been, has led us. I believe progress happens when we work together. We can see common ground, even when we may disagree, and when we remember that we all share the same goal, a stronger, more inclusive community. Thank you again for this honor and for your trust. I'm proud to serve as your city councilor for District 3, and I look forward to continuing this work with you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Councilor Peña. Next up, Councilor Dan Lewis. He begins his 4th term representing District 5, which covers the northwest part of the city. Councilor Lewis was first elected in 2009, and he served through 2017 and then was re-elected in 2021. Councilor Lewis is joined today by his wife, Tracy, his mom, Ann, his daughter, Maddie, son-in-law, Ryan, and grandchildren, Asher, Jet, and Riley. Will you please come up and join Councilor Lewis on stage as he gets sworn in today? Councilor Dan Lewis will be sworn in by Honorable Sharon Walton.
I, Dan Lewis,
I, Dan Lewis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the State of New Mexico.
and the Constitution and laws of the State of New Mexico.
I furthermore do solemnly swear
I furthermore do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and sincerely
and sincerely
perform my duties
as
a public servant of the people of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
as a public servant of the people of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Accept.
Start with the first side.
Sign the- Well, thank you so much. Thank you to the Honorable Judge Sharon Walton for swearing me in today. Congratulations to Tim Keller, to Mayor Keller, and to all my fellow councilors, to Councilor Tejas, our new councilor. Congratulations to you. I want to begin by recognizing my wife and family. Anyone who serves in public office knows that our families share the ups and downs, they share the wins and the losses, and they sacrifice alongside us, and they share our desire to make our community better. I'm deeply grateful for the love and the patience and the support of my family and all the friends in District 5 and around the city who, some that are here with us today and many that helped us and have supported us along the way. I first took the oath of office in 2009, 16 years ago, and Judge Neil Candelaria swore me in on that day. My wife Tracy and our children, Maddie and Jensen, were 13 and 11 at the time, and they were there with me. Maddie was 13 years old, and when the judge told me to raise my right hand, she raised her right hand. And I think she started to repeat after the judge as well. And, but in a very real way, my family took that oath with me and have supported and just shared in serving this community. Over a 16-year period, we served the district, or the city, District 5 and District 5. And Tracy and Maddie and Jensen, they've they've just walked every step of that journey with me. Today they have families of their own, and we're now blessed with 5 grandchildren, and I could not be more thankful for them. Shortly after this last election, just a few days after, I lost my father, and he was 89 years old, and he was truly a giant in my life, and I'll be thinking of him over the next 4 years. My dad loved God, he loved people, he lived a life of service, and he taught our family to give our lives to things that are bigger than ourselves. And very thankful for him. My mom she was here with us on stage as well, and very thankful for my mother being here with us today as well. So, I'll wake up every day over the next 4 years with the goal of, honoring God with my life, loving my wife and my family really well, and serving this great city, doing the most good, the most possible good for our community with the time that God gives me here. When I first came to the council in 2009, my first bill was a $6 million appropriation to build Unser Boulevard on the west side. I didn't know where I sat on the dais, didn't know how to work the microphone, but we got a $6 million bill passed that night, and we got that done. At the time, Unser Boulevard didn't exist. Soon after, we led the effort to build the Paseo del Norte and I-25 interchange, a $95 million project that continues to serve the city and the west side every single day. We opened the Northwest Police Area Command. We invested in infrastructure where it was desperately needed all around the city. We had countless groundbreakings and countless grand openings. And we built the foundation for growth and safety in Northwest Albuquerque. This year, we begin construction on what they say is the largest roadway project in the city of Albuquerque has ever undertaken, a city-owned roadway, as we break ground on the Unser and Paseo Improvement Project. And we look forward to welcoming all of you and anybody that'd like to be there to that great milestone as we turn over some dirt and we begin that great project. This year, we will also celebrate the opening of the Conway Wood Northwest Multi-Generational Center, the first multi-generational center on the west side of Albuquerque. And on that same property, we're planning the next city library and the next city pool for Northwest Albuquerque. And I feel a deep sense of responsibility to the families and the neighborhoods of Northwest Albuquerque to continue leading on the quality of life, infrastructure, and projects that our communities desperately need, and to keep before our city the vision of Albuquerque as a thriving, growing, and economically strong place to live and to work and to raise a family. I also want to recognize the people in our city who take risks, those who invest their hard-earned money, their livelihoods, their reputations to start and grow businesses here. I've had that privilege here in this city to do that, but those are the folks here in our city that create jobs, that provide the services, they meet the needs of our community, and they deserve advocates at City Hall. Albuquerque can and should be the best place to start a business, and that requires a city government that champions the risk takers who drive our economy. And I just feel a great responsibility to stand in the gap for them and for many of you. Today is not just an inauguration, it's an opportunity to renew our focus as a city with strong leadership and a clear vision. I do believe we can address the challenges that face Albuquerque. City Hall does have the ability to strengthen our economy. I believe City Hall does have the ability to lift people out of poverty by empowering them, often simply by getting government out of their way. We do have the ability to reduce homelessness, to reduce crime. In Albuquerque, our city government is set up so that, the mayor is the executive, and the mayor runs the city. Our employees work for him. And the council is often the voice of the people of Albuquerque from geographical areas of our city, and we're sometimes the squeaky wheel with the big microphone, and often an irritation sometimes. But our city, or most of the time maybe you might think, But our city founders set up this, this system as checks and balances to ensure that the voices of everyone in our city is heard, that we're listened to. Collectively, I do believe that we do have the answers to improve our city in every way, and what we need together is the will and the courage to act. And I'm looking forward to giving, my very best in the role that I've been given in that great challenge. Thank you again. God bless Albuquerque, and God bless our great country. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Councilor Lewis. Our next counselor is Councilor Tammy Fiebelkorn, who is re-elected to represent District 7, which covers the Mid-Heights, including Uptown and parts of the near Northeast Heights. Councilor Fiebelkorn was first elected in 2021, and she is accompanied today by Paul Roybal. Councilor Fiebelkorn will be sworn in today by Honorable Mary Rudd. Councilor, she's punctual. She knows, I've worked well with her this year on being punctual. We've been on to it. We have one sentence, maybe two. Feel free. Yes, absolutely.
Tammy Fiebelkorn is a phenomenal public servant with a brilliant mind and a compassionate heart, and I'm honored to administer her oath today.
I, Tammy Fiebelkorn,
do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the State of New Mexico. I furthermore do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and sincerely perform my duties as a public servant of the people of the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico, to the best of my ability, and this I do under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Thank you, everybody. I'm really honored to be here today to start my second term as City Councilor for the great District 7 in Albuquerque. I'm so proud to be a representative. I was thinking about whether to run again. My first 4 years, there were a lot of lessons learned, some good and some not so good. I learned, for example, that every single thing you want to do in government takes twice as long and 4 times as much money as you thought it was going to take. That's really frustrating for somebody like me who wants all the things right now. I also learned, and I know this is going to shock those of you that know me, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Some people, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you work, it's just never going to be enough. But the lesson that I learned that made me decide to run again was that the people of District 7, and quite frankly, the people from the entire city of Albuquerque, are caring, loving, devoted people who love our community and want to make it better. And that is an incredible thing, particularly right now with all the craziness that's happening in our world, in our entire United States of America. We have a community where women are valued and respected, where immigrants are valued and respected, where we can have environmental protections that are meaningful and really do try to help people stave off the worst impacts of climate change, which we all know is real, and we all accept that and are trying to do something good about it for a change. We live in a community where we have 0 fares, which is really exciting. People can get around, go wherever they need to go in our city. We live in a community where there are tons of people every single week reaching out to me, wanting to know, how can we work together? What can I do to help my neighbors, my unhoused neighbors, my housed neighbors? How can I help the planet? How can I help animals? How can we do more? And they don't just ask me what I'm gonna do. They roll up their sleeves and they work with me. And so I wanna thank the thousands, literally thousands of people who have met with me, who have helped me write legislation, who have helped me research, have looked at other places and seen what we can learn from our neighbors in other states, brought that all to the table, and not just said, what are you gonna do, but what are we gonna do together to make Albuquerque better? And for that, I wanna thank all of you, because without you, we wouldn't have the wins under our belt that we do for the first 4 years, and I'm incredibly proud of what we've accomplished those first 4 years. Thank you. I real quickly just want to thank Judge Rudd for coming out of retirement for the 2nd time to swear me in. I met her when I was walking doors my first election. Just knocked on her door, didn't know who she was. She answered the door. Thank you for everyone that answers the door. And I was just so impressed with this person who, jumped on board on the campaign, has been nothing but supportive the entire time I've been on council. We lost her in District 7. That's a sad thing, but she's still able to come here, give up her Saturday afternoon to do this for me, and I'm very, very honored for that. And then lastly, but of course not least, I want to thank Paul Roybal, who is the love of my life. He is my biggest fan and my biggest supporter, and again, not everybody loves me, and so he has to put up with hearing some stuff every once in a while. He has never wavered in his support. He has never wavered in his love and dedication to me and to all the things that I want to do to make our community better, and I certainly couldn't do this if it weren't for him. So thank you all for letting me be here again. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, Councilor Fiebelkorn. Our next councilor is City Councilor Renée Grout. She was re-elected to represent District 9, which covers the far southeast part of our city. Councilor Grout was first elected in 2021, and she is now today accompanied by her husband Jim Grout, daughter Jordan Price, son James Grout, daughter Taylor, sister Jerry Tomasi, and uncle Aziz Hindi. Will you please come up on stage to join Councilor Grout as she gets sworn in? Councilor Grout will be sworn in today by the Honorable Sharon Walton.
Please raise your right hand. I, Renée Grout,
I, Renée Grout,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold
to uphold
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution and the laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the State of New Mexico.
of the State of New Mexico.
I furthermore
I furthermore
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and sincerely
perform my duties
as a public servant
of the people
of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
of the City of Albuquerque, New Mexico,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh, we have to go over here.
It is an honor to be here today. Serving on the City Council for the last 4 years has been the privilege of my life. We've faced some challenges together, and I'm proud what we've accomplished so far. Working with constituents and council staff, we've been able to do a lot of things. We added a new catalytic converter ordinance that make it more difficult to sell stolen catalytic converters in Albuquerque. We've provided seed funding for the Domestic Violence Specialty Team and the 2nd Judicial District Attorney's Office. We've funded 69% of a new wildland fire truck to protect the foothills neighborhoods from wildlife. We restarted the Handle with Care program at APS. We planned and funded a dedicated housing navigation center for young people from ages 18 to 24, and we're not done yet. All the projects and initiatives that I've worked on have led to other needs and other projects. I want to improve our neighborhoods, starting with planting with trees and refreshing every park in District 9, streets and roads, all of those as well. We're working with business owners, and I want to make East Central into a business-friendly Main Street. Albuquerque should be a great place to start a business, but I want to make it the worst place in Albuquerque to try to traffic or exploit a human being for sex or labor. When I came into this job, thank you. When I came into this job, I knew I wanted to completely remake East Central, implementing the Route 66 Action Plan and the East Gateway MRA Plan. We started with the East Gateway neon sign. In 2022, we hired an engineering consultant. In 23, we had a design analysis report made. In 24, the conceptual designs were created. And in April 2026, the construction will begin. More than anything, I want to be a part of making Albuquerque a great place to live, work, and raise a family. Thank you to everyone that's helped me get reelected. Thank you for the support from my husband, Jim. Thank you. My children, Jordan, Jimmy, Taylor, and their children, thank you for being supportive from afar. None of my kids live here anymore. And so they're on the phone with me, and we have group texts, and they're giving me support from far away. But they're very much encouraging to me, and I'm so glad that I have them. I want to thank my uncle and my sister, and I also want to thank my phenomenal campaign team, Jay and Megan and Rachel. Without you, this would not have happened. I'm so proud of what we did in our campaign. And then I want to thank the many volunteers that walked with me. They walked for me. It was very, very encouraging, and it just gave me great hope when all the people that came out to help. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank my yard sign patrol. We had lots of signs everywhere in District 9. We call it Grout country. Most of all, I want to thank the voters that have once again placed their trust in me. It is something that I will never, ever take lightly. I'm very humbled by it. I know we have a lot of challenges in our city, but I know that we can do better. We can work together. And I have a lot of confidence in my colleagues on City Council. We do make a great team, I think, and we have a lot more to do. I want to thank the mayor. I look forward to working with you the next 4 years. We're going to do this together. I'm looking forward to working with everybody. I want to thank the city staff. There's some really great people that work in the city. We're very blessed where we live. We really do. I visit my kids often, quite often, and I always look forward to coming home to Albuquerque. I can't imagine living anywhere else. So I do know that we're worth fighting for. There's a lot of opportunity here, a lot of great people here, and we have big hearts. And so we have lots more work to do, but we can do this together. And I want to thank you all for being here today. It means a lot to see so many beautiful faces. Happy New Year, and God bless America.
Congratulations, Councilor Grout. We're getting closer to the end of our ceremony today. Our benediction will now be delivered again by Albuquerque Police Department Chaplain Barbara Tegmeyer.
As I look around, for every ending, there's a beginning. For every memory, there's a dream ahead. As we conclude this ceremony, may we forever be in awe of all that had to happen in our lives to be here right now. May we walk out now with a walk of compassion. May we cultivate the capacity to see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with us, and to treat all people, no matter how different, with the reverence they deserve. May we live a purpose bigger than ourselves, understanding that when we do, we will transcend our limitations and discover ourselves to be far greater than we have ever imagined. May we be vigilant, such that our toil and labor of service, our hearts don't become hardened, that we don't forget where we came from, nor neglect those who we are meant to serve. May we realize that change doesn't magically happen, that everything worthy requires effort and sacrifice in order to accomplish things we've never accomplished. To become people we've never been, we must make sacrifices we've never made and do things that we have never done before in sometimes new and creative ways. May we all walk away with the will and courage to move beyond ourselves and leave a noble mark on our beloved city of Albuquerque. Now go with God's peace. Amen.
I would like to say just a couple of short words before we part for today. First, we look forward to visiting with you for a short while afterwards. I believe there's still some food and beverages to be consumed, so enjoy. Congratulations to you, Mayor. Congratulations to all of you councilors, and I'm very excited to work with you this next year. It's really thrilling to be here and to be looking forward to the next few years ahead with everybody. I want to also say thank you to all of you. If you look around this room, I will tell you that I was told at one point there might be 700 people that were coming. Then I was told at another point there might be 1,000 people that are here today. You pick the number, but it's a lot of people. And I think that says a lot about all of you for caring in our city and wanting to come here and join with us today to celebrate. Remember, today is January 4th, 2026, and you were here to see history being made. Mayor Keller is serving his third term. The city council has 6 female councilors, and you were all here as part of it. Thank you for celebrating with us today. Thank you for sharing your weekend with us and your time. We can't wait to see you again soon. Now please enjoy and congratulate all of our famous people behind me. Thank you.